Okay, let it be. I've just started this recording session. Um, I'm starting the class, no issues. Okay, so what we discussed yesterday, just we'll revise once. So we understood. Um, so we understood what is an ERP application. Okay, and also understanding of SAP, the abbreviation and SAP as for HANA, and the history of SAP. Also, we had seen the architecture like presentation, application, and database layer. So, what kind of projects that you see in SAP system, like a green implementation, brownfield implementation, support maintenance, and rollout projects? So these are the different projects. Either in any of the one project you'll be working, okay, in real time. And understanding of functional models and technical modules, and a few advantages of SAP S for HANA system. And also, once we learn SAP, you will be working as an end user or you'll be working as a SAP consultant. Any questions? Does anyone has any questions on this, at least on the introduction part?
No.
Is it clear, right? Okay, thanks for confirmation. So let us understand the next topic, which is this is again important. If you start working in real time as SAP consultant, you should know not only SAP. You take any technology. Every technology will have. I think someone joined. So so I see some background noise. Okay, so every technology you will have some development, right? Development phase. Then what you will do, you will test thoroughly, and then you will ask client to test the system,
So,
right?
can you please start the recording?
Yeah, it is already getting recorded.
Oh,
It's already getting recorded. Okay, so every technology, not only SAP, you take any technology, not even not technology also, you take any product also, right? So every company, what they will do, they will develop the product, they will test the product, and then they will sell to the customer. Similarly, in SAP also, we have the development server, quality server, and production server. So what we do in development server, as a FI consultant, as a functional consultant, I will understand the business requirement, okay, and then what I will do, I will try to configure the. I mean, when I say configuration, I will do the settings in the system. Okay, after doing settings in the system, I will thoroughly test the system, unit testing. So doing configuration settings and testing will be done in the development server. Okay, so once if you think if this is meeting the requirement, so once as per the business requirement, if it is matching, if it is if your test results are matching against your business requirement, then you will move changes to the quality server. But the changes will be moved by the basis team, not by us. Okay, moving the changes, the settings from one system to another system will be done by basis team. And in quality server also we do testing, a final testing, and also we request business team. When I say business, it's a client. I mean, for which team you're going to implement SAP, right? For which company? So in our example, I said Verizon is a client where we are going to implement SAP. So Verizon business team will test the settings. What are the settings? I mean, what are their business requirements? They will test it thoroughly over there in the UAT system, I mean the quality system. Then if everything is fine, they will provide the user sign off copy, which is user acceptance test. If everything is fine, then again it will be moved to the production. But this is very important because without sign off, nothing will be moved to the production system. Okay, I have mentioned one point here. So the configuration settings and development system in SAP, I mean from their functional perspective, we call it as golden client. Golden client is a client which is used for doing settings, customizing settings, configuration settings, which is called golden client. See, depends upon the project to project, the numbers, the identification. Okay, the golden client will have one identification, and the testing client will have one identification. One quality system will have one identification. Production will have one identification. 100, 200, 300, 400. It depends. DV1, Q1. It depends upon the how you I mean how base system will set up the system. But so understanding in a simple way, it's better to understand such I mean to keep it very simple, we do the configuration settings in the golden client. Moving from golden client to the test client will be done by us only, we will be doing it. There is a separate transaction, we use this transaction. You will move your settings from golden client to the test client and do the testing. Okay, so every time we don't do settings in all the system, in all the servers, in all the systems, we do it only once. The settings will be moved to the test system. We'll test it thoroughly here. If everything is okay, then we'll ask basis team to move changes to the quality system. Again, we do the testing. We request business team to test the system, test the requirements, and then if everything is okay, business will give the sign off copy. Then based on that sign off copy, we'll request basis team to move changes to the production system. See, settings will be imported by base system to move settings to the production system. Of course, end users will start working on these activities. So at last, end users, who are the end users? Again, business, right? Business will start using the, someone is knocking the admit. Yep. Okay. So we have three different systems: development system, quality system, production system. So here we do the configuration settings. If everything is fine as per the business requirement, then we'll move changes to the quality system. This will be done by the base system. Again, if everything is okay, if the business gives a sign off copy, then the changes will be moved to the production system. At last, end users will be using the production system. So these are the three different you can say system landscape. So once if you're joining as SAP consultant, you should ask this question to your I mean definitely this will be a part of your KT session. You should ask the questions, what is our project landscape, system landscape, what are the different servers we have, so each system what it will do, what are the I mean what is your golden client, what is your configuration client, what is your test client. So you should ask all these questions. Okay, so this is all about the system landscape. Any question, understanding of the system landscape? So in some projects, the settings move, the movement of settings from one system to another system will be done by the there will be some certain scheduled jobs for every half an hour or for every 15 minutes. Whatever the settings you do, the changes will be moved to the it will be moved via scheduled jobs. Not in all the projects, but in certain projects. And also approvals. See, for example, I am working as a consultant level, so I'm doing some configuration settings in the system. My senior team lead will approve, so he will have approval access. Okay, so he will approve the okay, everything is okay, then what he will do, he will approve the whatever the settings, what are the settings I have done. So then the changes will be moved to the next system. So in some projects definitely will have some approvals also. Approvals will be from our side as well as client side also. Okay, so nothing will be, I mean it's not easy, it is not very easy to move from one system to another system. Definitely will have in between approvals, and in between the business will check the results, the test results. Okay, so solution manager tool is a project management tool, is provided by SAP, where you can track all the activities, the configuration, the testing part, and the timelines of the project. Everything will be tracked by solution manager tool. But this is not mandatory. I mean, some projects, some clients will use SAP solution manager standard tool, or any other tool, PM tools, project management tools. So that is all about the system landscape. Any questions, you can definitely can ping me. Now let us understand the main what do you say, the methodologies, the implementation methodologies for implementing SAP solutions. Okay, now just imagine you are working as SAP consultant. Okay, you're working as SAP consultant, you're working for a Deloitte company. Now, Verizon is a client for Deloitte implementing SAP. Presently, they are using some Oracle or Tally system. Okay, for Deloitte, Verizon is a customer. We are from the consulting team. Okay, now we are going to implement SAP for Verizon system for the Verizon company. Presently, which system they are using? Might be just example. Take an example. Presently, they are using Oracle or a Tally system. Now they want to shift from Tally Oracle to the SAP technology. They want to move from Tally Oracle to SAP platform. As a SAP consultant, what will be my role here? That we are going to understand now. So we have some couple of SAP methodologies for implementing SAP solutions. Okay, this is one of the method which is very old method and very what do you say mostly used method previously. So if you look at here, ASAP methodology means accelerated, very fast. Okay, used for implementing SAP solutions. Let us understand each phase. What if you understand one methodology, it will be easy to understand other methodologies also because it's the same points again. It will get repeated. It will get the same repetition here. Okay, so understanding of project preparation phase. So what you will do here, project preparation. This is your initial preparation phase. So this phase usually people who have something some around some 5, 6, or 8 years or more than 10 years, only those people will be involved in this phase. At the initial level, I don't think they will give you an opportunity working in this phase because this is a phase where you have to discuss with the client at a higher level. Okay, you have to understand the project scope. So you should understand what models need to be implemented. This is something that where management will discuss in this phase. Management in the sense who has very good experience in SAP. Okay, so what will be the different activities here? If you look at here, project scope. So I need to understand what will be my Verizon's. So what will be the objective? I mean, what we are going to complete in this project, in this implementation project, and which systems we are going to cover. So Verizon might using Tally, Oracle. They might be using n number of systems. So which system we are going to close and which system we are going to bring into SAP. So that needs to be finalized. If you look at here, which applications need to be finalized for this implementation. Okay, and roles and responsibilities. So from the Deloitte side, definitely roles and responsibilities will be finalized. Like for example, I'll be working as SAP consultant. I'll be taking care of accounts receivable or accounts payable or general ledger accounting or asset accounting. So from the client side also, someone should be there. Asset accounting, accounts receivable accountant or accounts payable accountant. So roles will be defined here. Roles and responsibility definitely it will be defined from the both sides, from the Deloitte side and from the client business side. And also which modules in SAP, as I mentioned yesterday, SAP has n number of modules. So what will be the modules here for implementing SAP for Verizon now? Which modules we are going to implement? Accounting module, management accounting module, sales module, purchase module, inventory module, HR module. So this is something that at the management will be deciding at this stage which models we are going to implement for the client, for the business. Timelines and objectives. So timelines, so every project will have timeline. So project preparation should finish at this time and your blueprint phase will should get started from this time to this. I mean, it has to end this time. So you should have some planned time, right? So everything will be based on your timelines. So when will be your go live? When will be your training phase? When will be your configuration phase, testing phase? When will be go live? When will be your go live? When Verizon will start doing activities in SAP system? So you will plan the activities when to finish, when to start, when to complete, and everything will be definitely there will be some milestone design plan. Okay, so timelines overall it is called timelines. So what in each phase what you are going to complete, so your objectives will be defined. Of course there will be a separate team for tracking all the activities. Project team will be there for tracking the activities. Uh, um, I heard about, I think you might heard about the Scrum Masters, right? So they will try, are like which are project management related team members. They will track the activities. So definitely there will be some team where you track all the activities. Where are we, and what will be our next week activities or the next month activities. So you will have, definitely you will see some project team where they will track all the activities of the project. So this is again, I'm just repeating it again. This is something that management who has very good experience in SAP, they will be working in this phase. Of course, not only this one, even this one also. Getting an opportunity working in implementation at this phase is a little difficult until unless you have some 5 6 years or 8 years. If it is very small company, you will get an opportunity working in these two phases. Okay, so that is all about the project preparation phase and understanding of business blueprint phase. Now we'll little deeper, like we'll understand the business, Verizon business. What is a Verizon business? It is a IT communication, they belongs to IT communication sector. Now we'll understand their business here. See, understanding the business process of the company businesses. We'll schedule the meetings. We'll arrange the meetings for understanding the. We'll schedule. We'll have workshop presentations. So we'll explain them what is SAP from our side, and they will understand their business process also. I mentioned there, as is existing business process. What is current business process of Verizon's? What is their Verizon existing process? In which, I mean, in what all the countries they are having that business? What is their business process? Okay, we'll try to figure it out. What is their current business process, and also we'll design to be business process. What should be their business process in SAP also? So this is something future business process. This is your current business process of Verizon system, and this will be your future business process for the Verizon system. So you are designing something for the Verizon system, for the Verizon business, for the Verizon company. Okay. So this is called blueprint. Blueprint is a document where you mention very clearly what is your current business and what will be your future business. That is called blueprint. Okay. Here again, this is as I mentioned, a person who has very good experience. They will take the presentations. We'll prepare a number of PPTs and present, and we prepare some documents. We'll make them understand how SAP works, and we'll try to get as much as requirements from the business. What is their business process and so on. So during discussion, there might be a number of requirements, right? A number of requirements. Not all the requirements will fulfill in SAP system. Out of 100 requirements, maybe 95 requirements will get fulfilled in SAP system. What about other 5 requirements? So that will be gap. So we do some analysis like fit and gap analysis. So we'll take the checklist. Okay, this business requirement will fit in SAP. This requirement will not fit in SAP. For those requirements which will not fit in SAP, will have what do you say? That is another part where we develop the programs with a technical team, ABAPers, for those gaps. Okay, so the requirements which cannot be fulfilled in SAP will be customized, will be developed. Yeah, will be what do you say? The business requirements will be fulfilled via customizing the programs, developing the programs. If it is fit, we'll use the standard functionalities. If it is not fit, we'll develop the programs. That is called fit gap analysis. Documentation, yep, we prepare blueprint document. In the blueprint document, we'll prepare what is the current business process and what will be the future business process for the Verizon. And the documentation, your what do you say, the configuration documents. Okay, so the documentation part will be there, like preparing PPTs. So all the documentation part will be there. And this is process modeling application. So this is a flow chart type. Okay, like Microsoft Visio, for example. So you will process the so for example, if you have some P2P process, procure to pay process, or sales order process. Okay, so you will prepare the flow diagrams. To keep it very simple, we will prepare some flow diagrams, right? So every every company have their own what do you say, the process modeling tool. Okay, when I was working, we were using some Signavio, which is called process modeling application, but not all the companies will be using the same application. This is an example. Okay, some clients will use Microsoft Visio for preparing flowcharts, process flowcharts. Okay, and the user sign off, of course, if ever, I mean, if the client is happy with this two, what is the current business process and to be business process, we'll get the sign off copy. Otherwise, no. Until we get this final sign off copy, we cannot move to the next phase because this is important. So this blueprint is very important phase. So in the blueprint document, what will be there? The current business process and what will be their future business process in SAP system. During these calls, during these meetings only, we'll understand each and every what do you say, the requirement. What is their GL process? What is their AR process, accounts receivable process, or accounts payable process, asset accounting process? We'll understand during this phase only at high level discussion. I mean, what do you say? Conducting meetings, presentations, or preparing PPTs, conducting workshops to get the business requirements. So at last we prepare what is the existing business process and to be process. What will be the business process in SAP system for the Verizon. So this blueprint is very important. If the client is very happy with this blueprint document, then they will provide this sign off copy. Once we get the sign off copy from the business, then only the next phase starts. Otherwise, no. This is very important phase. Give me a minute. Someone is calling multiple times. So once we get the blueprint sign off copy, then we proceed for the actual settings in the system. So configuration settings. So FI consultant will do FI related settings like GL settings and accounts receivable setting, accounts payable settings, and so on. Similarly, other consultants like SD consultant will do SD related settings. MM consultant will do MM setting, MM related settings. So wise all the consultants will do, they will perform their activities in the system. So, but what will be the base documents? Your these documents. When you already have, right, during the workshops, you already received business requirement from the client. So based on these documents, you will prepare all the, you will configure the system accordingly. So you have what is the requirement and what is their expectation. So as per that, you will do the configuration settings. You do the testing also. Definitely, you will prepare some test cases as per the requirement. Okay, and here also we prepare some documentation like configuration documents or test documents and so on. So functional consult, okay, here, as I mentioned here, there might be requirements where cannot be fulfilled in SAP system, right? So for those, basically they are not standard functionalities. It cannot fit in SAP system. So for those, we'll ask a technical team to develop the programs. But since we are the functional consultants, it is our responsible. We need to get the requirements from the business during this phase only. So here, that's the reason I mentioned here. We as a functional consultants start writing functional specifications for the gaps. Developers will start developing the programs. Okay. So this is our role. We need to understand. We need to get the requirement from the client. Then we need to write some functional specification. So functional specification is a document where we will mention very clearly what is the business requirement and how it can be achieved in SAP system. Little technical, but not, we are not going to write any program code over there, but we'll write very clearly what is the business requirement and how it should be achieved in SAP system. So the technical team ABAPers will refer to the functional specifications. Based on this specification, they will develop the programs. After developing the programs, again it is our responsible to test the programs thoroughly. Okay, templates are nothing but documentations. We use configuration templates, user guide templates, test plan templates for writing the documentation. Okay, so in this phase, you do the settings, you do the testing a lot. You do the settings, you do the customizing settings, which is also called configuration settings. You will do the testing, and also you prepare a lot of documentation here. For each and everything, you'll prepare some documentation, the configuration document, the test documentation, and so on. Okay, this phase. So Of course, I mean the people who have some 1 or 2, 3 years experience will be working in this phase. Well, definitely will have seniors guidance. Will be working under seniors guidance with the help of the senior team. So final preparation. Now here we tested individual roles, right? Individual models like financial accounting, sales and distribution. So here final preparation. Here we do some integration testing. Integration in the sense, so as I mentioned yesterday, if you are like purchasing materials from the suppliers, in the back end accounting will get updated automatically. So you will test like integration process like P2P process or OTC process. So we'll make sure that all the processes are included together, and we'll make sure that it is working as per the business requirement. So again testing. You're testing all the scenarios, testing all the functionalities. Yes, Verizon. When I say user training, Verizon don't know anything. They don't know how to use SAP system. So it is our responsible to give training to the Verizon users. We need to prepare some user guide documentation also. And the most important thing is user acceptance. So we have developed the system, right? Configuration settings, the testing, everything has been done. These changes will be moved to the quality system. We ask a client to test the system. This is a major stage again. So we have the business requirements, we configure the settings in the system. We requested business to test the system because the settings are already done now. We already have some unit test cases also. The results also we have. Now the client turn it's from now it is a business turn to test the system now. If it is working fine or not. If it is not working fine, we'll come back to the development system. We'll redo again. If it is working fine, definitely they have to at last. I mean, all the business requirement, not only from one functional, from one module, but it should be from the all the modules, financial accounting, controlling, sales and distribution, From the all the modules, you should get the sign off copy, which is a major sign off copy. This is a major sign off copy to move further stages. So here during this stage, user acceptance test stage, they will test all the scenarios, all the business processes. And these phases will not complete in 1 or 2 months, right? This will take a lot of time during implementation. Sometimes it may take 1.5 year also, depends upon the size of the business, volume of the business. In my experience, I had seen one implementation, it took almost 2.5 years. Okay, so it depends upon the volume of the business. So once we get the sign off copy, then we can start what do you say, the cutover activities. So now you can move your changes to from development to the production system based on this sign off copy. So what you will do, you will have different types of data, right? Master data like supplier, customer data, supplier data, GL master data, cost center data. You will have different types of data. Okay, and you will have transactional data like customer invoice data, customer payment data, vendor invoice data, vendor payment data, and so on. All these data you will have it in the Verizon system, right? As on today you have the data in Verizon. You have to transfer the data into SAP system. So you will start preparing all the cutover activities. These are called cutover activities. So we are preparing for the cutover activities. So this data migration, you have to bring data from Verizon to SAP system. So we will be using some data migration tools. Okay, earlier we used to use LSMW tool, BTC tool, and presently SAP has given a very good application which is called Migrate Your Data. Okay, it's a Fury application. Migrate your data. With this using this application, you can get all the data to the SAP system from your legacy system to SAP system. When I say legacy in the sense for the Verizon, as of now it is Oracle or hello guys, you are there? Hello. Continuing this recording session, okay. So we understood project preparation phase, okay. We understood blueprint phase, realization phase, and so during realization phase itself, what we'll do, we'll do is final sorry here final preparation. So we'll make sure that final testing will be done here, user training will be done, we'll be providing training to the users, and we'll have user acceptance test where business will be testing thoroughly all the business requirements, and based on the results they will provide the sign off copy. So once the sign off copy is provided, we'll start doing cutover activities for the go live. So during cutover activities, what we'll do, we'll transfer all the data from, we'll prepare the data, master data, transaction data to move the data from legacy system to the SAP system by using migration tools. So migrate your data is a Fury app application. Okay, batch data communication, legacy system, migration workbench. These are like older tools for transferring the data, for moving the data from one system to another system. So not basically from one system to another system, we upload the files via Excel sheet or some other files. So of course, once the data is ready in the SAP system, definitely users will start doing activities in the production system. From here now, Verizon users, Verizon accountants, Verizon purchase users, sales users, they'll start using SAP application. They'll stop using Oracle or Tally system because now the data, now all the data is in SAP system for the client, for the business. Okay, so again, in real time, definitely you'll face some, now users will face some issues. So we'll be taking care, it's our recipe support team will be taking care, right? Definitely will be resolving all those issues. Hypercare support. So we as the implementation consultant, so I have involved in the implementation, so I know everything, right? From the beginning of the project, I'm included in the implementation phases. Okay, all the phases. So it's my responsible that I need to give KT transition to the support team. So maybe I will be continuing with the same project under support team, or I will be moving to the another project. Chances are there. So whoever working in the support project, I will be giving KT of the project. I mean project related KT will be provided to the support team, and will be supporting some 2 to 3 months, which is called hypercare support. So during this phase, both implementation team, I mean from the Deloitte team, both implementation team and support team will sit together and work. I mean will work together with the client. Okay, after 2 or 3 months, again the support maintenance team will take care of the project now from here from the once implementation is done, the support team will take care all the support activities. So they will be providing support to the client. But initially, the implementation team will be provided support to the support team. Any questions here, or am I making confuse here? Any questions, Shankar, Ravindra, or
No,
is it clear?
nothing, sir.
Okay, so basically, in short, I can say that to keep it very simple, what your initial phase will be this phase, this both phases. Who has very good experience will be involved in these phases, where you'll where you define your roles and responsibility of the project, okay, of each individual person, and you will understand the project scope and what models need to be implemented and what will be the timelines for this entire project. And during business blueprint phase, we understand the business what is the current business and what will be your future business, and based on the blueprint document only, the client will be providing the sign off. And of course, based on user sign off for the blueprint, will start doing activities in the system. So as a consultants, now we our especially will be doing configuration settings, testing, preparing documentations, and so on. And also we'll be providing user training, and will guide users also to perform their testing. So once we receive the sign off copy, we started preparing for the cutover activities. So cutover activities in the sense, you'll getting data from one system to another system. So we have tools, master data. I mean the data, but getting data to the new system will be using some tools such as LSNW, BDC, and so on. So once all the data is there in SAP production system, so users will start using the new system. They'll stop existing system and they'll start using new system. Of course, when users start working in new system, they will definitely face some issues. So for resolving those issues, I mean, support team will be there. Of course, initially we'll be providing support 2 to 3 months, and later support team will continue the support. Any questions, guys?
No problem.
So the same thing. So this is all about your ASAP methodology for implementing SAP. So we have understood accelerated methodology used for implementing SAP solutions. This is a methodology. So we understand the business requirement, we implement for them. We'll ask them to start using SAP. I mean, leaving out Oracle or Tally system. So of course, so these are the different phases of SAP ASAP methodology. So likewise, we have other methodologies also for implementing SAP solutions. If you look at here, SAP Activate methodology. This is another methodology. Okay. So again, the same. There will be no difference. The only difference will be your the names. If you look at here, discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, run. But if you see each and every activity will be the same again. If you look at here, see, this phase involves understanding of the business requirements. As I mentioned many times, we need to understand the client requirements, defining the project scope. So what modules need to be implemented, what applications need to be considered for this implementation, which areas need to be considered, which applications need to be considered. Everything will be defined in the during project preparation phase. Identifying potential solutions. So each every business requirement, definitely we should provide some solution to the requirements. So we have to identify what will be the best solution for them. Here the project team sets up the technical environment. Yeah, this is new point. So from our side, from the SAP side, we have one team, basis team. So the basis team will set up the technical environment like development server, quality server, production server. So the technical will be set up by basis team. Conducts initial workshops. So we as SAP consultants, we conduct the workshops during blueprint phase. So during blueprint phase, we conduct workshops to get the business requirements. Defines a project plan. Yep, all the project plan during initial preparation phase itself. We decide the timelines, when which activities need to be completed in what phase. I mean, which phase, and by what time it has to be completed, and who will be taking care of the all the activities. So we will track all the activities over there. Okay. So during explore phase, the team elaborates the requirements. Of course, we dig into the all the requirements. We go in deeper for the requirements. So configure the system and okay, configure the system. So we do the settings as a consultant. I'll be configuring. I'll do the settings in the system. Conducts iterative testing. Yeah, testing will be there after doing configuration settings. It is my responsible to perform the testing as per the requirement from the client. During realize phase involves finalizing the configuration. Yep, we'll finalize the configuration. Completing system integration. That integration perspective, I mean, as I mentioned, like you're testing all the processes from the integration processes like P2P process or OTC process. OTC means order to cash process. I'll explain you. And P2P process means purchase procure to pay process. Okay, some integration process will be the integration testing will be taken care during your testing phase. Preparing for the production environment. So once the testing is completed, once the client is accepted with the system configuration testing with the results, then we'll start preparing for the production environment. The solution is deployed to the production environment. Yes, we bring everything to the new system. Closely monitor for the issues. Yeah, we definitely there will be a separate team. Support team will be taking care of all the support activities. So they will provide the resolutions for the issues. Run covers the transition from project mode to the operation mode. So initially we started with the project mode. At last we end with the operations mode. This will be a continuously operation mode is it's a lifetime, right? Continuously we'll have the operation mode where the system is widely used by the business. Yes. So if you understand the the initial one, this one, all these phases, then it's very
Sir,
easy to work.
mostly which one is used, sir? SAP methodology or activate methodology?
That is really very good question. So initially, for the older versions, they were using ASAP methodology. Okay, I'm not saying now it is not used, but for the for the latest implementation, they are using Activate methodology or they are using Agile methodology. Agile methodology, I think you might heard for other technologies also, not only for SAP. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Sorry,
So
I.
uh, they are using Activate methodology or Agile. So in my previous implementation, they have used Agile methodology. Okay, so Agile methodology again. See, what you will do the same activities. The only thing is the objectives, achieving the whatever you predefined activities. Okay, for example, during my in Agile methodology, if you look at on the right side, I mentioned in agile methodology you will have different sprints: sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4. You will have sprints. In each sprint you will define the objectives, what you are going to complete. For example, in sprint 1 I'm going to complete one area, in sprint 2 I'm going to complete one another area. So like this will be defined during your initial phase itself. So you are defining the objectives, what you are going to complete it. So this will sprint will be something around 1 to 2 months, or 30 days or 40 days or 50 days, small sprints. So we can focus on the sprint wise, what activities that you are going to complete, you have to complete. So if you look at here, so this is the first one: requirements, definitions and analysis of concepts. Yes, getting all the requirements from the client and understanding the concepts, and planning of the sprints, as I mentioned here, in which sprint what needs to be completed, in which sprint what which modules need to be completed, which areas need to be completed, the configuration should be completed, testing should be completed. So you will mention everything. I mean, you will plan accordingly in each sprint. Okay, planning of the sprints. Collaborative design development, from the beginning of the process, the end users involvement. Yes, from the business side, everyone has to include in the in the project. Otherwise, so without involvement of the business, nothing will be moved forward, right? Further, right? Nothing. So involvement from the business also is very critical. And create and implement. Yes, we frequent development delivery through sprints. Feedback on the testing and appropriate changes are imperative. So in each sprint we'll deliver the uh, as per the sprint objectives. Delivery, work delivery here. In each sprint I have to complete this activity, sprint 2 I have to complete this activity, I have to complete all these activities in sprint 2, sprint 1. If you are not able to complete, then this will be forwarded to the next sprint, you have to complete, right, at last. Fifth one, review and monitor. Yes, so once everything, once the production system is ready, you have to monitor the activities in production. So frequently we'll have some sprint review calls, and scrum master will be there from the client side, so we'll be taking care. And you'll have some monthly, you'll have some retrospective meetings. So retrospective meetings means, so what how we can develop the things. Okay, how we can develop the from the project side. Okay, I mean, what are the in what areas that we can improve. So you'll have such kind of calls also. Any questions on the agile methodology?
No.
So agile methodology and activate methodology and ASAP methodology, accelerated SAP methodology. See, I'll put it in simple way here. Okay, what you will have, usually you will have business requirement. After getting the business requirement, what you will do, you will configure the system, you will test the system, right?
Testing, testing.
Testing will be there definitely.
Yes.
And we'll ask the user to test also, user acceptance test. If everything is okay, definitely we'll move changes, data
Yes.
migration to the system. You are moving data, right? Present, horizon data will be moved to the new system and go live. This is across all the, you take any implementation methodology, not only SAP, you take any other technology also, right? You take any other technology, you will get the requirement, you will configure the system, or you do the program coding here, and you will test it thoroughly as per the requirement, and you will ask business client to the test the system, and the data will be moved to production, go live will be here. So overall this is the same everywhere, all the technologies, not only SAP. So all the phases will have the same steps, same processes, but you should understand what you're going to do. And two types of SAP sprints we can discuss. Technical part we can start in the next class. But this is all about, I mean, this is completely theoretical as of now, whatever I taught you, I mean, yesterday in today's class. So understanding of different methodologies implementing SAP solutions. And if you scroll upside, and we had seen the system landscape, we have three different servers. Also understanding of the roles, what are the different advantages of SAP, why we should go for SAP, and also understanding of different models in SAP, both the technical and functional modules, and what are the different types of projects, and little introduction like what is the history of SAP and the architecture, and uh, uh, the what is ERP and SAP at a high level. Is that clear, sir?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Yes.